5 o'clock on a Wednesday and it's time for...
Craig and Ryland's Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Thank you and welcome back to another Craig and Ryland Review Show. We've got a little bit of a special this week. We're looking at 5 tricks, aren't we?
Yeah.
5 tricks, not just 4.
5 tricks.
5 tricks.
3 for him, 2 for me.
And we're performing absolutely everything that we're reviewing.
Yeah.
We're starting off with a trick, and we'll get to this later on. We're starting off by looking at a trick that Sarah, my wife, his mom, said is the absolute worst trick that she has ever seen, and she has been to hundreds of magic conventions. She has seen thousands of magicians. She's watched more magic than most.
She's sitting there right now. She's watched us do all. Well, she's going to watch us do all these performances. She's seen the tricks because.
And she said this is the worst trick she's ever seen ever. We're going to start looking at that right now. Yeah. So the first trick we're going to be looking at is this. This is called Pocket Slot Machine by Asta, and. What this is, basically, it's meant to be like a slot machine, I imagine. So around the outside of this like disc thing, you have the sort of things that would show up on a slot machine or a gambling machine, like lemons and hearts and horseshoes and the number 7. Excuse me. On the inside, you got lots of different numbers, and there's arrows on the extreme outside. So the idea is that
this is a pants trick.
It is pants, yes, and we'll get to that in a minute. But let me explain what the concept of the trick is. The idea is that you bring this out, and I mean, one advantage of it is there's no setup. You can literally just take this out your top pocket and be ready to go. And the idea is that you ask somebody to think of a number, they turn the disc themselves while your back's turned, and you can immediately tell them the picture or the shape that they've landed on. You practice this, you've performed it for a few different people, you know, we've already said that we don't like it, but we want you to see a performance of it first of all.
And how pants it is.
And how rubbish it is. So let's get Ryland to perform it to me right now.
I've got a pocket slot machine here.
A pocket slot machine?
With lots of different pictures on. We've got horseshoe 7, an olive, and diamonds, and orange, grapes, bell, cherry, clover, apple, and lemon, and heart. Okay,
and then loads of numbers on the inside.
Yeah, loads of numbers on the inside.
Right.
Okay, now you've got to follow the arrows, and what you're going to do is you're going to do this. So if you did 5, for example, you'll turn it 5 times. So follow the arrows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like you would get a 7.
Why would I get a 7? Because the 5 ends up on the 7.
Yeah,
okay, right, got it.
Okay.
Yep.
Now
Okay.
just mix it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna look away.
So pick any number and turn it the direction of the arrows.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look here. I'm gonna go. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Here we go. 1.
Don't count.
Oh.
So I can't hear. So I don't know what it is.
Okay, I've done it, and I know what I am thinking of.
Okay, now I'm not even gonna look around.
Okay.
Now think about this. You turned it yourself. You did everything on your own.
Yes.
I haven't. All I told you is to think of any number and turn it that much.
Yep.
Follow the arrows.
Yep.
So I don't know what position it could have been.
Nope.
But I think I know what it is.
There's no way you can know.
It's diamond.
Yes, it is indeed a diamond. That's incredible. Is it a diamond every time?
No.
Really?
I'll do it again.
Okay.
Mix it up.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Mix it up a bit more. Okay.
Okay.
I'll do it again.
Do it again.
Yeah.
And I can pick a different number.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick that number. Okay, right, let's do this. Okay, I've got it.
Yes. And remember, you did everything.
Yes, I did everything.
And it is a bell.
It is indeed a bell. Yes, indeed.
Do you want to do it one more time?
No, because it's rubbish.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So that's the idea of the trick. Now, first of all, let me tell you one thing that let's get the positives out of the way first. This is an instant reset. There's no table required. You can do it anytime, anywhere. What you just saw is the first method, which is being able to predict ahead of time the symbol or the fruit that they land on. There is a one ahead type trick as well, which is a little bit more complicated, and it allows you to predict 2 It allows you to kind of predict the number and the shape of 2 different people that are actually using this. So there's like 2 or 3 different routines with the thing. And, you can put it in your pocket and it's a different outcome every single time. So there are a couple of positives. Let me talk first of all about the main negative. This is like $40. This is like 30 quid, $40.
But if you look at it, I can even say 3.
Yeah. This is, well, we don't want to give away the method, although I'm sure most people can figure out how this works. But the first thing is it's very expensive, and I love how the ad copy says this is not made out of cardboard. This is made out of plastic material or something like that. And they are right. It's not cardboard, but I mean, it's how is this $40? How is this? I mean, Asta stuff is expensive anyway.
Look at this.
Don't break it yet.
It comes out.
Yeah, I know it does come out. Yeah, so it's ridiculously expensive for what you get.
For what you get. Yeah.
So yeah, so the first problem is it's like $40, which is incredibly expensive for what you're getting. But second of all, as I like to say sometimes, Ryland, this wouldn't fool a blind monkey. I mean, when you showed it your mom, and you were like, okay, what do you think? She was like, well, it's obvious how it works. And she basically just told you the method. And if anybody actually, if anybody has half a brain, you can look at it and you can immediately figure out how it works. It's a very transparent method. It's pretty obvious as to how it works. You didn't even show your mom how it worked, and she immediately was able to perform it to you. She just knew instinctively how it worked, didn't she? I mean, that's another problem. The other issue is it's not the best trick in the world. Let's be honest. When all you're doing is you're predicting a shape that they're going to land on. And I'm all for using weird and wonderful props and everything and so on and so forth. But this is obviously a little magic trick designed to force one of these symbols. And there's no mystery to this trick at all. There's a million different ways that are so much better, isn't there? To like you're actually offended by this trick, aren't you? You said to me that you think this is the worst trick you've ever seen. Do you really mean that?
Yeah.
Tell them why you don't like it then. Tell them why it's so bad.
I just don't like. Well, it's plastic, but it's not very. It's bendy, very, very bendy.
Yeah. Okay.
And everybody can figure out how it works. It has a quarter of a brain code. Wouldn't fool a blind monkey. It's just pants. Terrible. Stupid.
I do agree it's terrible. And if you were going to do a trick, if let's say it's you have a burning desire to force, like a symbol that you might find on a fruit machine, just use Digital Force Bag or some of the other apps like that, or just use a like a Sven pad or a smart ass deck or something like that. If you want to use a prop to force something like this, there's a million ways that are more direct, because that's the problem with this. This is not direct. This is so procedural. Okay, here's what I'd like you to do. First of all, I'd like you to think of a number. And then when you've thought of a number, I'd like you to take this thing and I'd like you to turn it in the direction of the arrows, the amount of times that you see the number. And then when you've landed on that, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to remember the symbol at that number. And there's just so much going on. As opposed to a Sven pad, which would be, hey, look at this. All of these pictures are different. I've got pictures of lots of different things. These are all things that you might find on a fruit machine or on a slot machine. Do me a favour, I'll look away. You just lift up somewhere. Can you remember that symbol? You can. Fantastic. I'm going to read your mind and tell it is what you're thinking of. That's way more direct. But even that wouldn't be a great trick, because it's just kind of, there's no connection to the audience. It's like, yeah, okay, so what? In a world where there's so many fantastic, amazing ways to read people's minds, why would you do this? Why would you literally just bring this out and go through the procedure you have to go through to do the most underwhelming trick in the world that wouldn't fool them anyway? And it's just there's no way, right? I know that there's people that's going to tell me to do this on the Review Show Revisited. There is no way I'm going to do this on the Review Show Revisited. I don't want my reputation in tatters. You are doing it on the Review Show Revisited because you're a kid. No, you can't throw it away. You're going to pick that up later. You are doing this. I want to prove to everyone here that this is as pants as we think it is. So you're going to go out to a restaurant. You're going to perform this to a whole bunch of people. And I'm going to say to them yesterday, I'm not doing it. You're doing it.
doing it.
I've got a career. You're a kid. If anyone can get away with it, it's you.
I got my YouTube channel.
You have got your YouTube.
And I've almost got 500 subscribers.
Yes, you've always got 500 subscribers. I don't care. You're doing it. Right, so.
No, I'm not. You're doing it.
Should we talk about it later? Should we discuss it later?
You're doing it.
We'll discuss it later. This is terrible. This is the worst. Sarah's rating, worst trick ever created in the entire history of magic. I kind of agree with her. There's no redeeming qualities to this at all. It's underwhelming. It's too procedural. The method is transparent. It's just terrible. And it's $40. Who would buy this? It's dreadful. It's getting minus 100% from me.
Minus infinity squared plus 1.
Minus infinity squared plus 1 from the Kid Magician, which is a really low grade considering he's going to be going out soon and performing it to real people. So minus infinity squared plus 1, minus 100%. Buyer beware. Do not buy this. Look out for it very soon on an Honest trailer. It's awful. Okay, so the next up that we have, this is from TCC. And what this is, it looks a bit weird, right? This is an apparent wooden block with a piece of metal and a bulldog clip on the top. And what it allows you to do is have that sitting on your table, and it's remote controlled so that anytime, anywhere, you can press a remote control. And when you do, it heats up a heating element inside the bulldog clip, which will allow some flash paper to burn instantly. Well, depending on what flash paper you've got, whether you've got fast burning or slow burning flash paper. That's basically what this is.
Have they got fast burning?
Huh? Yeah, we got fast burning. Yeah, that's what I tend to use. Now, I'm going to do a performance of this first of all, because as with TCC, the instructions are very limited, but at least with this, it's longer than 3 minutes. This is actually a 12-minute tutorial. And what
That's 4 times it.
Yeah, it's kind of longer, right? And what it suggests you do is do this with a coin fold with some flash paper and a borrowed coin, and then have it reappear somewhere. And they use a nest of boxes that you can also buy from TCC. I haven't got a nest of boxes here with me, so I'm going to improvise. So let's do a performance of this, and then we'll talk about what we think. Right then, I'm going to show you a miracle. And when I do this, people say, Craig, you're using sleight of hand. So to prove I'm not using sleight of hand, what I have here is a little wooden base, and I have a bulldog clip right here at the top, right? So I'm going to prove to you I'm not using sleight of hand, because everything's going to happen over here, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I asked you to bring a coin. Have you got a coin?
Yes.
What you got? 10p, 50p, £2, pound? Come on.
5p.
5 pence. That's rubbish. Okay.
I've got 1 pence.
What I want you to do is just put R on one side of the coin. Okay? Is that working?
Yeah.
And then on the other side, put P. There you go. And you can put my pen over there. We don't need it. Perfect. So I have a little post-it notepad here. And we're going to use this post-it notepad. You can put the post-it notes over there. I only need one. And the pack of cards is going to become important later. So I'm going to take your coin. Yeah?
Yeah.
And I'm going to wrap it up inside this post-it notepad. So there's absolutely no way I can cheat. Is that fair?
Yeah.
You can probably still feel it in there.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, there's no way I'm going to cheat, right? Is that fair? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it here, coin and everything, just like this. Okay. Now, I want you to watch, because before we do anything, I'm going to take this pack of cards. Do you want to give them a shuffle? Yeah. Mix them up. Do me a favour, though. When you finish shuffling, put the cards back in the original order. I'm joking, you don't need to do that. I mean, you could actually do that, couldn't you? You could do a truffle shuffle or something. Give them a shuffle. Mix them up. Very good. And then pass me the cards. Oh, a little overhand cut as well. Wonderful. Pass me the cards. You're going to touch a card. So touch a card. That one there. And you're going to touch one more. That card right there. Put the rest of the cards away. Wonderful stuff. And what do we... just put them over there. Don't worry, just take the box and take everything and just shove them over there. Very good. So let's have a look at the cards that you picked. You picked the Ace of Hearts and the 9 of Hearts. 2 heart cards. That's very, very impressive, Ryland. 2 heart cards.
1 plus 9 equals 10.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 card there, one card there. So it's like that on the table. Is that fair? Now I want to watch, because I need you to concentrate on that piece of paper with that coin inside that you signed, yeah? It's going to happen on the count of 3, but it's only going to work if you believe that you can make that coin disappear. Ryland, let me ask you a question. Do you believe?
Yes.
No. Ryland, I need to hear. Do you believe, son?
Yes.
Let's try this on 3. If you believe that coin will disappear. 1, 2, 3. Do you believe? Ah! That's a bit too much believing there, buddy. You incinerated the coin. What have you done?
I almost burnt you.
You almost but I was wanting you to make the coin disappear, not blow the coin up. Well, the whole idea is the coin was going to disappear and it was going to appear underneath the 2 cards that you picked. I don't know if it's going to work because you blew the coin up, but let's have a look. Nothing in my hands. Let's move the first one out the way. Let's move the second one out the way. And right there, underneath the 2 cards that you picked,
are picked.
and that's your coin, so you can put it in your pocket. Thank you so much. Well, it is your coin, of course you can keep it. Thank you so much for helping. So what do you think of that, Ryan?
I think it's really good.
It's really...
The thing is, you just almost burnt your hand off. You were doing this, and then it just went... It was so close, it was like that.
Yeah, right. But it is really good. I mean, you're obviously not going to be able to do this for another 10 years because you can't play with fire until you're 18.
Well, 9 years.
9 years. Okay,
I'm 9 in
3 days.
3 days.
I know. So yeah. So you're not going to be playing with this anytime soon.
No,
But
2 days.
This is a. But I mean, what it is it's great. I mean, the remote control. Grab me the remote control. I mean, it's there. I don't think I'm giving too much away by saying it's remote controlled, especially as the ad copy actually explains this. What I like about the remote control is the design of it. Because the way it's designed, you can have it in your top pocket and you can just press it as you come back, which is really cool. You can just press it with your wrist. So that looks really good. And obviously, you know, to do a coin to impossible location, obviously you have 2 parts to it. You have the part where the coin disappears and you have the part where the coin reappears. Now, you can reappear it any way you want to. There's a million different options. I just did something very quickly here off the spur of the moment and grabbed a deck of cards and kind of just loaded under a couple of cards that Ryland picked. But you can do anything with it. The beautiful thing about this is if you follow if you follow the instructions that TCC provide, you're stealing that coin away before they even think it's gone. So they think it's here. And you've stolen it away. So you can literally have it reappear any way you want to. Now, this reminds me a little bit of the teleportation device by Whit Hayden, which he uses in his act to do the bill in Egg. And what he's got is this like futuristic looking thing where there's an aerial and he clips the flash paper to the aerial and that's what sets it off. What's nice about this is it's completely hands off. It doesn't look as cool as Pop's teleportation device, but it looks really cool. Now, obviously, you're not going to do this mix and mingle. I thought initially this would be a really good trick to do in a parlour situation, a parlour or a stage situation where you've got that there. You don't have to use it as a coin vanish. You can use it any time you want to set off some flash paper in a remote way. This is a great way to do that. So it might be that you've apparently got them to write something on there and then it explodes. It might be that you load a signed Mercury folded card in there. And the flash paper explodes and then there's a folded card that remains there. There's lots of different things that you can do with this. I do like it that it's just there and it's able to be used anytime that you want in your act. I also think this would work quite well in a restaurant environment. Because in a restaurant, it doesn't matter if you've got bigger props that you take around to the table. Normally in the restaurant, you can actually work with the manager or the staff at the restaurant and have an area. I'm happy to do it in a review show revisited. No, you can't, no. But I do like until you're 18. I do like the idea of going up to a restaurant table, putting that down there and saying, guys, I'm going to show you something amazing. I've got a bulldog clip here. We're going to get back to that in a little bit. Do me a favour. If you've got a coin I can borrow, brilliant. And don't forget, you get flash bills these days days as well. So you could actually borrow a dollar bill, for example, get them to sign it, switch it for a flash bill, put that there, have their money explode. There's so many different ways that you can actually go with this. I really like this. I think it's really good. It's not cheap, but it's not ridiculously expensive. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you needing for your act a way to remotely set off some flash paper? If you are, this is the best I've ever seen, and a lot cheaper than the teleportation devices that you can't even get anymore. So if you are looking for a way to remotely set off some flash paper, this is great. Banquets, I think it would work. Parlour, I think it would work. Restaurants, I think it would work. You don't do it if you're doing mix and mingle. I even think this might work for a kids show. And you're kind of thinking, well, a kid show, fire. But you know what I used to use in a kid show all of the time? I used to use a book, and the book set on fire. It was called a fire book. And I used to do this for the kids. I used to come out and say, right, I've got a book here. It's got all my magic tricks in it. And I'd look away, and this book would be on fire. And then go, look, it's on fire. And I go, what? Now, I don't think it's too much of a problem. People have dove pans and fire in dove pans and stuff. So as long as the audience are further enough away, I think that's fine. And I think that you could maybe do something with this in a kid's show. I think that would probably work for older kids, as long as you're careful. It's down to you, really, to be honest. But I'm going to give this 95%. I think this is really good. What about you, Ryan?
I'm going to give it 100%.
Giving it 100%. He's desperate to play with it, but he's not allowed. So come back in 9 years. 95% from me, 100% from Ryland.
Wait, can we do the review show revisited in 9 years instead of now?
Yes, in 9 years' time, you can do this on a review show revisited, okay?
Yes.
When you're 18. Let's move on with the next trick.
Then I can bang.
Okay, so next up, we've got this bell.
A bell.
We got this from Prop Dog, however, I'm sure, and Prop Dog do have them in stock. I actually had this brought to my attention watching the Prop Dog live, and by the way...
it looks like a normal bell, but it's more.
By the way, if you don't watch the Prop Dog live, you absolutely should. It's brilliant, but I'm sure that there's other magic dealers that have this as well if you're in other countries, although Prop Dog do ship worldwide. What this is this looks like a bell on a piece of rope, but it allows you to do something absolutely incredible. What it allows you to do is it allows you to have this bell ring anytime you want. Now, there's a few different ways that you can do this. I've actually thought that this would make a really good close-up trick, but it would also make a really good stage trick. It'll make a really good kids trick. You're going to perform it, aren't you? So we're going to get Ryland to do a simple card trick with it, give you an idea of the sort of thing that you can do. And then after we've done this card trick, after I've got Ryland to perform it, we'll talk about all the different things that you can do with this. Bottom line, this is really good.
I've got a pack of cards here and a haunted bell.
That's a haunted bell?
Yeah, of the ghost of a magician.
Really?
Yeah, and it's haunted.
Doesn't look very haunted, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
Haunted.
Okay.
It's haunted. Now I want you to pick any card.
Any card?
Yeah.
Any one at all?
Yeah.
That's very fair. I'm going to go with that one. Don't look, I'll show everyone. Okay, got it?
And put it in there.
Yes, sir.
And I'll cut the cards. Okay.
Okay, that's a very strange way to cut the cards, but let's go with it, right?
Now shuffle them.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
Cards are shuffled.
Cards are shuffled.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these cards everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to hold. I want you to hold the bell.
I'm holding the bell.
Every packet. Every packet.
You mean to what? Do what?
Hold the bell over every packet.
Okay, like that. Okay, I got it.
And then we're going to see if the magician knows where your card is.
What magician? The ghost magician?
Yes.
This is very weird, Ryland. What? No! That's weird.
It's haunted.
So what does that mean? It's in that packet?
Yeah.
No way.
Okay.
Yeah? You want to carry on holding the bell?
Yes. We're going to do it again. Okay, we'll do it.
What do you want to do?
Go all over.
All over every card?
Yeah.
You want to check the rest?
Yeah.
No, this ain't right. No way. There's no way that this... That's so weird. There's no way that's my card.
This one, was it? I think
Hang on, let me check. Yes, apparently.
Okay, now let me just pick all of these up first.
Neatness counts and all that, right?
Okay, so what was the name of your card?
I think it was like the 4 of spades.
4 of spades.
Boom! Look at that! So that was a really good performance, buddy. I love that. Really, really good performance. I love the whole idea of having a ghost in the bell and you're able to, like control it or whatever. I think that's really cool. And this bell does not take up much pocket space. You can literally just put it in an outside jacket pocket and you're good to go. So if you have a deck of cards in this pocket, have your bell in this pocket, you can go into this anytime, anywhere. I actually think this is a really commercial trick to do. You don't need a table. You can do it mix and mingle, you can do it close up, you can do it restaurants, you can do it absolutely everywhere. But also, there's ways of doing this on stage. So if you don't know Kat Hudson is an incredible magician, absolutely incredible magician. And she performed this on the news, on the BBC News over Halloween. And if you're not friends with Kat Hudson on Facebook, go check out her Facebook page. You'll actually see a video that she posted. She actually used those spirit slates that you had a little while ago on the show. And she used this, and she used the evil. Do you remember the evil where I scared Thea to death with the thing? She put all of this together and it was a really good performance. And it was a great way of showing how you can actually use this. Now, what it is, basically, is... This is electronic and it's not cheap, but it's not that expensive considering how it works. And it does work flawlessly every time. But, the ad copy gives it away, so I'll explain it. I mean, basically what you have here is a bell on a rope and you give someone to hold onto it and you have a little remote control here. And all you do, okay, no, don't do that. All you do is you get them to hold onto the bell and anytime you want to, you just press the button and it'll ring. Now, how did you... set that off without using the remote control, Ryland, in that performance?
I used my helper.
You used your helper. He had a secret confederate, which was his mom, and his mom was pressing the remote control. And that's a really cool thing to be able to do.
Performance.
Yeah, exactly. If you're performing on stage, and I think the range on this is really good. I've tested it, like really good. So if you're performing this on stage, I really like the idea of... I really like the idea of having somebody off stage doing this.
You could hold it over.
Yeah, if you're doing this on stage, I could be your helper and I could be pressing the button for you.
I'll just go like.
Yeah. There you go. You see. So it plays to a big audience. So it'll work really well on stage. It'll work really well close up. As I say, the beautiful thing about this is you just shove it in your pocket. You're ready to go. It charges very, very quickly. I've tried. And it's an instant reset. So from a close-up point of view, you just put it in your pocket. It doesn't take up too much pocket space. You take it out, you do it. It's an instant reset. You put it away again. The place that I think this would really work well in a kid's show.
What?
I think this would work really well in a kid's show. For years, I used to do in my kids' show, Don't Ring the Bell. And I can't remember who it was by. I think it was by Martin Lewis.
The present one.
Yeah, the present one. You're holding the present and it's ringing the bell. This is like a better version of that. So pretend you're a kid. You are a kid in a kid's show and you've come up and helped me. What you could do with this is you could say to the kid, right, okay, hold on to that bell. Most magicians have a magic wand. I don't have a magic wand. I have a magic bell. We're going to make the magic work. And it doesn't matter what the magic is. It can be a colouring routine, whatever. You say, we're going to make the magic work, but you're going to have to ring the bell. But do not ring the bell until I say. Okay. Now, Ryland's not going to ring the bell until... Ryland, I said don't ring the bell. Don't ring the bell until... No, stop it. Don't ring the bell until I say. Guys, here's what's going to happen. Ryland, will you stop ringing the bell?
No.
You're ringing the bell. Guys, I want you to watch Ryland. If he rings the bell, can you let me know that he's ringing the bell? Right, don't let him ring the bell. Okay, let me explain what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Will you stop ringing the bell? Guys, did he ring the bell? No. I don't know. I don't understand what's happening. I need to look away. Right. So there you go. I think it would work really well in a kid show as well. I think it would work really well in kid shows. I think it would work really well close up. I think it would work really well on stage. I think it would work really well parlour. I think this is incredible. I think this is one of the best tricks I've seen. And yeah, man, I'm definitely going to be doing this. I might even get a second one. Have one in my kid showcase. Have one in my and one for you that I can share with you, and we can argue about who has it when we go out and do close up. Okay, yes.
I'm gonna do this on the review show revisit.
You can do this on the review show.
Me.
I'm going to give this 100%. I think this has got so many applications. I think it's absolutely killer. You know what? I agree. I think this is trick of the week. The only place I've seen these is Prop Dog. I think you can get it from other places as well, but the only place I've seen it is Prop Dog. 100% from me. What was your percentage?
Same as you.
100% from Ryland. Let's move on with the next trick. Okay, so the fourth review is by the worst magic company in the world. We talked about them earlier on with Deja Vu. They are back with another terrible trick. O.M.G.
What
Studios.
did they do last time?
It's that thing with the gaffer tape on the card box that just...
yeah,
it was terrible. Love Card by O.M.G. Studios. And what this is, in essence, it is a dodgy looking playing card. And I don't know if you guys can tell how dodgy this is. But you look at this.
If you look at this.
It's just...
in a close-up performance.
It's so dodgy, and then you can just literally throw it up in the air and it turns into this thing. Let's have a performance of it, and I'll quickly show you the sort of thing that you can do with it, and then we'll talk about why this is so dreadful and you need to save your money and don't buy it under any circumstances. Okay, right, I've got a deck of 52 playing cards here, yeah? 52 cards, 52 possibilities, and we're going to see whether you love your mum. Do you love your mum?
Yes.
How much do you love your mum?
More than she loves me.
You know, she's giving you a right dirty look now, right? Well, we'll see. We're going to see how much you love your mum using a pack of cards. Just say stop.
Stop.
There, you sure? So we've got the 8 of hearts.
Are you allowed to look at it?
I'm allowed to look at it because it's not that sort of trick. But we've got the 8 of hearts. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
If you really do love your mum, then I can turn this 8 of hearts into an actual heart.
As in
And a boom, 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 showing that you love it. But only if you really love her. So I want you to think, if you don't love her, then nothing will happen. I'm going to give it a spin, and we'll see what happens. Watch. 1, 2, 3. Look, in midair, it turned into a heart. That proves that you do indeed love your mum more than she loves you. So that's the trick. First of all, the trick is completely underwhelming. You take a playing card, and it turns into this. It's completely underwhelming. It's not the sort of trick that will really impress people. I don't know what the tutorial is because, as with the other trick that we looked at, the tutorial link doesn't work. It's a bit.ly link that doesn't actually work and doesn't actually take you to a video, to a random picture. Yeah, this one just takes you to a dead link. So there's
it doesn't even work.
Doesn't even work. So second O.M.G. Studios trick that doesn't even take you to an actual tutorial. So I had to watch the trailer and guess what this does. But I think that's kind of...
Did you see it? Have you watched the trailer?
Yeah, I kind of watched the trailer, and this is what you're meant to do with it according to the trailer. First of all, when you actually have it as a card, so you have a card that changes into this thing. When you have it as a card, like we said earlier on, it doesn't... It stands out a mile. You have this in the close-up situation, it's going to be spotted very, very easily. Second of all, they give you this extra thread, which is a good job because this is going to break so easily. I mean, you know, some gimmicks use elastic thread, and there's probably one little bit of elastic thread.
Before this performance, this is actually true. I went over here and saw it, and I pulled it back. And one of them almost actually snapped.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It is really fragile. You can't examine the card beforehand. You can't examine it afterwards. And I would like to say that people would want to examine it, but I don't think they kind of care enough because it's just terrible. I think people will understand kind of roughly what's going on when they see it. And I don't think they're going to care enough to want to know how it works. Yeah, go on.
Because it's so terrible, they won't even want to know what it is.
Just because... Oh, look, I've turned it back into a card. Aren't I clever? Just because something can be done doesn't mean it should be done.
It solves a problem that doesn't exist.
Boom, it does. This is a classic example of a studio bringing out a trick for one reason and one reason only, which is to make some money. I know what the conversation went like for the people that created Love Cards at O.M.G Studios. They're sitting around in their board meeting at O.M.G Studios and they're like, right, okay, guys, we did quite well out of the last trick. We made a bit of money out of that. We want to make some more money. Money is good. How do we make more money? I know what we'll do. Let's put together another rubbish trick. Okay, so what trick are we going to put together? Because we want it to further the art of magic. We want it to be something that, really kind of touches, emotionally to spectators and something that really kind of advances magic. Oh no, what I thought we'd do is just take, some elastic thread and a playing card and just put together a trick that's just kind of looks okay on a trailer, but no one would ever perform ever. That's the conversation that went. They are bringing this out for one reason and one reason only, not for the love of magic. They're giving it out. They're bringing it out because they want to make money. They want to make money, and nobody is going to perform this. You're going to open it up. You're going to look at the Bitly link. And you're going to just go, well, that doesn't work. So then you're just going to play around with it. You're going to figure it out. You're going to realise how it works. It's going to go in your bottom drawer. That's if it makes it to your bottom drawer, because it might break. Or you might just get so fed up with it, you do the same thing that we do, which is throw it in the bin. O.M.G Studios, get out of magic. Please just get out of magic, because you're ruining it for everybody. This trick is terrible. Every trick you've ever released is terrible. This is just dreadful. Do not buy it. Buyer beware. I gave the last one minus 100%. I'm giving this one minus 100%. What about you?
Minus infinity squared plus 1 again.
Exactly, minus infinity squared plus 1.
No, minus infinity squared plus 2.
But make sure you check out Friday's review show Revisited coming up soon, because this is also one that Ryland's going to be performing out in the real world. Let's move on with the next trick.
No, I can't, because it's in the bin.
Well, I'll take it out of the bin.
No. I'm not performing either of those two.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes, you are. You are performing. Do you think I'm performing them?
Yeah.
I'm not going to perform them.
Yeah,
I have a reputation here. I'm not going to a restaurant and performing that. People will think I'm rubbish. You're performing it.
No.
It's okay if you're rubbish. You're 8. So the final trick we're going to be looking at this week is Flight Deck 2 by John Kennedy Magic. Now, what is Flight Deck 2? Flight Deck 2 is...
It's a good trick.
It is a great trick. Flight Deck 2 is the sequel to Flight Deck. Now, a lot of people are probably going to be wondering what the difference is between Flight Deck and Flight Deck 2. I'm going to get into that in a minute, but first of all, let me show you a couple of routines that you can do with Flight Deck. I'm going to perform 2 routines for Ryland. The first routine I'm going to perform is like a 1 ahead, 3 coin type thing. The second thing I'm going to perform is a single coin routine with a glass and 1 coin. So we'll have a look at those 2 performances, and I'll talk about what Flight Deck is, what Flight Deck 2 is, and whether it's good. Ryland, I've got a few things to do this trick. The first thing is I've got a deck of playing cards.
Okay.
I also have a glass, and inside the glass I have 3
$3
3 Kennedy $half. Okay. Now the idea is I'm going to show you something amazing with the cards and the coins. I put the cards there so I can't sneak anything into the glass. And if I squeeze, did you see that? The first coin disappeared from here, and it actually travelled.
Crazy.
Isn't it? Shall I do it again?
Yeah.
Look, there's 1. 1 has already gone. That leaves us with 2. That's 1. That's 2, right? Yeah. Listen. Because that's the second one right there into the glass. How weird is that? So that's 1, that's 2. 2 coins inside the glass, yeah? Watch the last one. 2 here. There's the pack of cards. There's the coin. If I squeeze the coin, the final coin disappears, lands inside there, and that is all 3 coins.
Whoa.
Okay, right, I've got a glass and I have a coin. Do you want to examine the glass and the coin? Make sure it's all okay?
Yeah.
Are we good? You're biting it, you little weird kid.
Just to make sure it's
Okay, I also have a pack of cards. That's going to become important a little bit later on. But watch the coin, watch the glass. If I just do this, yeah? What happens is the coin disappears, travels invisibly. Yeah, check this out. It's right there underneath the glass. You're probably wondering how I got the coin underneath the glass. Well, what I can do is I can actually make solid go through solid, and I can actually push that coin right through that glass. Now, when I do this, some people say to me, Craig, because that's my name, Craig. They say, Craig, I know what you're doing. When you put the coin in the glass, somehow you're cheating, and somehow it's going around the outside, which it doesn't do. But to prove that to you, that's why I've got this deck of cards here. You see, if I put the cards over here like this, there's no way I can cheat. Now watch, if I just wave the coin over the pack of cards, the coin disappears and travels right there into the glass. Shall I do that one more time? Watch.
Yeah.
Watch the coin. It doesn't happen till you say go.
Go.
Just like that. That's when the coin goes right there into the glass. And that's a trick with a coin, a glass, and a pack of cards. So that is a couple of performances of Flight Deck or Flight Deck 2. So what is Flight Deck or Flight Deck 2? It's basically a gimmicked card box. You get the card box, it is gimmicked, and it allows you to take a magnetic coin and have the coin disappear, and it's all based on a timer, so you can have that coin reappear after about 7 seconds. I have been doing the original Flight Deck for years. I carry it around with me all the time. It's a staple of my act. The difference between the original Flight Deck and Flight Deck 2 is very simple. The original Flight Deck, you got these little shimmed magnets that you stuck to a regular coin. Because if you try to get a steel core coin or a magnetic coin or something like that from a magic shop and you tried to use it with a Flight Deck, it wouldn't work. So you had to either get what they call a flight $half. I think John called it a flight $half, which was a specially made coin specifically to use with this trick, or you had to use the little gimmicks that you got with it in order to enable you to do that. Now with this, with Flight Deck 2, you can use any coin that you can get from a magic shop. So any coin will work, which is a big deal. Because I remember when I originally got the original Flight Deck, and these little coins that get these little sort of magnet-y things that came with it didn't look very good on English coins, or so I ended up having to get a flight $half, and I ended up getting 2 flight $half, which are actually really expensive. So this is actually much better. Now this is not a cheap product. This is an expensive product, but I mean this is really good. Get me the glass for a second. It's almost self-working. Coin magic, generally as a rule, is not self-working. It's why so many people don't do it. Because normally, right, with a pack of cards, Ryan, you know this, with a pack of cards, there's instant gratification. How many self-working tricks are there? There's tons, where you don't need any skill, you don't need to learn how to hold breaks or do double lifts. You can literally, anytime, anywhere, just do the trick. So you can learn the self-working trick and be able to do it straight away. Normally, with a coin, you have to learn how to hold a coin secretly. There's very few tricks that are self-working with coins. Even if you're using a gimmicked coin, like a cigarette through coin or something like that, you've got to switch the gimmick in, you've got to switch the gimmick out afterwards. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Whilst with this, if you can put a coin onto a pack of cards, turn the pack of cards over, and go like this, 3, 2, 1. You can do that anytime, anywhere. And you can do just that one trick. So you can literally just do this, and you got 7 seconds, so 3, 2, 1. You just time it. You can do something like that. But then as you progress and as you get better, you can do the stuff that I was doing in the performance. So you can use 3 coins, 3 regular coins, and you can use the gimmick and have it be one ahead, and you can do so many different things with it. It's great because if you just carry the deck of cards around with you and the coin, and a lot of the time I'll carry the coins in a coin purse, I'll carry the deck of cards around with me. As long as you've got this deck of cards in the coin purse, you can borrow the glass and you're good to go. I have talked a lot about this because I've done this for years. What do you think of it? This is like the first time you've seen it. This is obviously the new one. Why do you like it, buddy? Because you're really good at coin magic. You do a lot of coin magic. Why do you like this?
You don't have to do anything. It's self-working. And it's very visual.
It is very visual. You are right.
You just have to look at the glass, like here from here, and it just goes, look.
And it's, there's no angle issues. No angle issues at all.
No angle. Yeah, no angle.
No angle issues.
Except from down here.
Yeah, if you're lying on the floor looking up, you might have a bit of a problem. In which case, if your spectators are lying on the floor looking up, they've got a bigger issue, to be honest. I love this. I'm going to perform this. I will let you do this on a review show Revisited coming up soon, because I know you want to do this. He's doing a happy dance. What are you going to give it, right? I have to go. I've been doing this for so many years, and it's been a big part of my act for many, many years. I do probably about 15 routines with this. I'm going to give this 100% because I love it. I absolutely love this trick. What are you giving it?
100.
100% from me, 100% for the Kid Magician. I do agree that the bell trick is trick of the week, but this is a very close second.
And that's another review show in the bag. And that's another review show in the bag.
He's stopping now.
And that's another review show in the bag.
Yes, it is another review show in the bag. Guys, thank you so much for joining us once again and checking out the reviews. 5 reviews this week. We would love to know what you think. So leave a comment in the comments down below. Let us know what you think. If you want to see us perform a particular trick or review a particular trick, we can do that. If there's a trick that you've seen on this episode that you want us to do on a review show revisited, let us know. Also, if you want to follow him on YouTube, you're uploading 3 videos a week right now, aren't you, buddy?
Yeah.
3 videos a week. Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, your 3 upload days. So he uploads 3 videos a week. If you like good magic, go check out the Kid Magician on YouTube. Ryland the Kid Magician.
500.
He's almost hit 500 subscribers. So if you want to help him hit 500, you guys can do that. And don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Me and Ryland will be back next Wednesday with another review show. We'll be here on Friday with a review show revisited. And I'm going to be back tomorrow with a shorts at 2, at 6 o'clock a live, and at 9 o'clock a magic stuff. I'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm running.
See you again. Take care. Bye, everyone.